The Junker, originally a minor nobility title, the young lord class today is one of the most influential groups in Germany. From their vast hereditary estates east of the Elbe River came great riches. Wealth bought influence in politics, favorable laws being passed, protectionist tariffs introduced, and subsidies adding more riches to their piles. In today's political environment, the German Empire has great responsibility on the world stage. Multilateral trade agreements, rather than economic colonialism and exploitation, will need to be the future. In the face of armed conflict with the syndicalists and the existence of the state itself on the line, the anachronistic stranglehold of some entitled, crusty rural nobility and their corrupt tendrils in Berlin's decision-making no longer has any place. When it comes to ensure a strong modern state, with the Kaiser at the helm survives this turmoil, changes will be necessary. There is no place for bickering about the size of your piece of cake when the enemy bangs on your front door with the butt of a rifle. So, in the face of this current situation and in the face of consistent Prussian meddling, we now are faced with a problem caused by the Prussian legacy nobility land ownership meddling in politics and generally being in the way and endangering everybody by not producing enough food and forcing tariffs that are preventing us from getting cheap imports and from trading in a more European fashion. In short, they need to go. And I think, given that I'm already going down the Tarnow-Bade plan, getting Gericke in to work together with Bade is the better choice than to try and appease them, because honestly, I'm a little fed up with them as well. It's not just the left that's been pissing me off. So, von Schleicher will choose Gericke and Bade for a thorough approach at reforming the empire, and this will cost me 0.4% weekly stability. Ouch. So, Günther Gericke and Fritz Bade are one of the strangest combinations that Schleicher's cross-party Querfront concept has brought forth. The conservative civil servant from Prussian Saxony and the SPD-aligned agricultural and economic expert with his own estate in the province of Hanover do not seem to share many similarities. In fact, however, the two men have a lot in common: agricultural expertise of the highest quality and pronounced pragmatism, willing to achieve the best for Germany during the darkest times, no matter the partisan affiliations. See, this is why I'm picking him. Gericke, a close associate of Schleicher, has long been a bit of an outsider within the DKP due to his ties to many different political camps. Far-right populist Landbund functionaries from Thuringia are just as much part of his circle of acquaintances as the social democratic economist Rudolf Hilferding. The German Rural Municipal Association that he presides over represents many different parties, trade unions and farmhand associations, and therefore seems exemplary for underpinning Schleicher's political vision. The same holds true for Bade, longtime social democratic champion against orthodox Marxist doctrine. Thanks in part to his efforts, the SPD reformed their agrarian program from ground up in the early 1920s, borrowing heavily from liberal concepts. Bade is also renowned as an economist, most recently thanks to his controversial plan for solving the economic crisis, co-authored with Fritz Tarnow. We can count on the Gespann Gericke Bade to strengthen the situation of smallholding farmers in particular and to push back the damaging influence of the Junkers, which has fueled the agrarian crisis in recent years. The SPD and DKP leadership are not 100% enthusiastic about Schleicher's choice, and Gericke and Bade are facing fierce criticism, but that should settle down soon. So this makes Günther Gericke available, which gives us 10% recruitable population factor and infrastructure construction speed, and he is actually hired if there's an open slot, and I think, yes, we do have 2 open slots, so he should, yep, there he is. So this gives me 10% infrastructure construction, okay, 10% recruitable pop factor. It's not 10%, conscription, so I think at least. So yeah, the effective total manpower is modified to 110%. So it's a factor on the recruitable population, not on the actual level of conscription that we're running. But still, it's free. I'll take it, and I can replace him if I need to. So that's all good. But now we are suffering from the, where did it go? Disorderly agrarian policy. So please get that under control, because I am busy. So right now we are fighting in East Asia for the Guangxi clique, which I think isn't particularly well aligned with us, but they're authoritarian democrats, and the Liangguang clique are social liberals. So none of them is syndicalist, which really just means I feel more in the direction of these guys. Maybe one thing to mention, because I've been playing, we're playing politics here more than we're actually fighting, but one thing to mention, for me at least, I'm seeing modernization of the empire, getting rid of the, basically a traditional conservative program, getting rid of the crafty leftovers from the last century, while preserving the things that worked reasonably well, and unifying the state somewhat, rather than a reactionary program, which is what we would have seen on the nationalist front, and or rather a fascist program probably, and also not a hard left socialist democratic program, which again focuses more on getting everybody's opinion right, while the country is in danger. So that's sort of the idea I'm having here, and we will see how von Schleicher's path is going for that. Right. In other news, given that there are French tanks near Madrid, I'm going to have to abandon the attempt of pushing north here at this point. I am going to divert the panzer divisions and try to push these French tanks back out again here. We do need to stabilize the eastern front, and cause some damage here, because they can't hold against this. So we will push them from here, 2 divisions, and the first task will be to, where's a good line? Ideally we cut off the south, but I'm not sure if we can manage to push through at this point. But let's see. Well, we'll take Valencia as a target for now, and we will redirect the rest of the troops just to push them north across the river. That should be so we'll stop that. We'll stop that assault for now, and we'll counterattack here to get rid of these guys, and then we will just hold at the river line here. I think that's the better plan. That means, however, we are going to be fighting, and the game it hasn't loaded it yet, but we are facing the British and French Air Force, unfortunately, which is not a good thing. I doubt that I can actually get my Jagdgeschwader here to be effective, and I can't. Yeah, I can only bring one air wing in, so that is rather unfortunate, and means that I can't. I don't think we can actually fight in the east, fight them in the eastern air zone. I have the other air wing here, and I don't think it's actually effective here, because we are at this point. Oh no, we have an airport. Oh yeah, we had an airport here, but for some reason we can't use it. So I am going to bring that air wing. I'm going to bring that air wing back to Germany for now, and we will see if we can get it in at some point. But yeah, the air war is going to be an interesting one, also because our production level is terrifying. So currently we're making a Bf-109 a month, so that is not going to be great. We are building a couple more. We are building a couple more military factories, but we definitely need to prioritize the Bf-109s at this point. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, many things to consider. But where did these new decisions show up? Good here. This should. Oh yeah, the Wahlkampf should be over soon. So agrarian crisis. Okay. So this is what we need to do. We've got 36 political power, so we're going to need to spend some. What options do we have? Reinstate the agrarian command economy. That sounds distinctly communist. Can only be overcome by temporary state interventionist measures. Nah, we're not doing communism over here. Also costs 25 political power. Supplant the Landbund. The Reichslandbund, Germany's most powerful agrarian lobby group, claims to equally represent the interests of Junkers and small-scale farmers due to the sheer power of the Junker-dominated local associations in East Elbia, so east of the river here. So this bit basically. Where was I? Yeah. So they can't really be doing anything. So that's. For 30 days, when removed, modify policy by 20%, by 0.2% weekly stability. And so that right now it's, where is it, at minus 0.4. So that softens it and gives me 50 political power as well. Combining this decision with other decisions and foci may give beneficial events. Yeah, that's not helpful. We'll go with the political program. Agricultural settlement promotion. That sounds good. Intended to secure a solid funding base for the promotion of rural settlement in the East. Law will bring a first step to break the rural hegemony of the dying Junker class. Yes, break up the large, ineffective protectionist farms, and also sounds a bit Soviet, but yeah. Win the loyalty of farmhand union. Okay, so that's very left-wing. And the Rural Arbeitsbeschaffung program. That sounds good because we have a what do you call it? We have a high unemployment. So job creation sounds always like a good thing. And but all of these, okay, this one gives me a building slot. This one gives me 50 political power. And this one, while it gives me it would give me 5 base stability, but a command economy? That does not sound like something that's going to be working very well with anybody here. Okay, reading through these again, this sounds definitely good. Also, these immediately modify that, so we're not taking the stability loss, because this stability loss isn't recovering. So if I take this one, it'll take 30 days, where we are going to lose, where we're going to be losing stability. So if I take, I definitely like the last one, and let's see what it combines best with. So I don't like the command economy and the farmhands union. That sounds too syndicalist for me. So Rural Arbeitsbeschaffung. Sorry, if I have to read a German word and an English word at the same time in the same sentence, it can get a little funky. Rural Arbeitsbeschaffung program. That's definitely something I like because that works well with my public works kind of stuff. So we're doing that one. And now we can either do some intrigues to supplant the Landbund, but that takes 30 days. But we're down to 11 political power. I don't know how many I can take actually. Smallholder elements in organization and board must be strengthened. Intrigue, indirect interference into local chairman selections, and contact men in the municipal level. This also sounds very syndicalist to a degree. I don't know how many I can take actually. It doesn't say. I'm not sure I'm in favor of this one, but I can't take any others right now. It would give me 50 political power, so I could probably take 2 more, I guess. I mean, can I take all of them? It's not particularly well explained, but right now with that, it's down to minus. Okay, here's what I'll do. It's down to what I like best from all the options is the Settlement Promotion Act, because that works. That sounds like it works really well with the Arbeitsbeschaffung program, and it sounds like the most sensible way, rather than doing short-term political intrigue, to just get more small farmers to work there. So I'm going to wait for this one because I don't know how many I can take. I'm going to wait for 25 political power, and then I'll take this one. And if I can still take another one, I might do the supplant the Landbund afterwards and do some intrigues there. So we'll do it this way around, just because I don't know how many I can take in the end. I don't want to do the farmhand union. I might do the farmhand unions as well, if I can still do more. But I don't feel like the agrarian command economy is a great thing to do. So let's see. Meanwhile, okay, I'd have to check where I actually am in where were we? Here in Asia. Okay, my troops are moving into positions. I already have a division here, but can we support the? No, we can't get over there. Okay, that's fine. We'll wait for the rest of the divisions here. So if we go over to the Spanish volunteers, we are right now holding. So I would like the Panzer divisions to. I don't have all 5 divisions on this. I might have misclicked something. So I want these divisions for now to help push these guys out. So we'll give them a front line temporarily here. And I would like the tank divisions to fall back, please. And see that we can get them out from here and then return to the other front line where we have to do something about those French tanks. That is planes, so we'll be okay here. Tank divisions falling back, and then yeah, please move to the front lines. And you please push these guys out. Okay, that should work. And then we hopefully have we'll hopefully have the front line holding here while we are pushing back against the French. And I also do need to get my divisions to finally recover some organization here. So what's the terrain here? Let's have a quick look at the terrain. Where are we? Terrain. This is still... it'd be nice if I could cut them off, but this is hilly territory. So we could try to push north here, honestly, and see if we can push through. It's 2 provinces. If we could push north and cut off the French light tanks and destroy them, I think that would actually be more valuable. Let's see if we can make that happen. So let's change the front line here, actually. And we will see if we can manage to push north through the hills. We are trying to... Okay, the Serbian Republic declared war on Bulgaria. Okay, so this is fascinating. The direction of the military. We've effectively deciding on which direction our military is taking, because our military is mostly still around a First World War setup. That said, there are different sides within the army, or different factions, with different ideas. So we've got the reformists, who want to effectively create a modern professional army, like you would have it in a modern democratic country. Professional army, combined arms doctrine, that sort of thing. Then we've got the Altgardisten, or the Old Guard, and they effectively want to continue as is and just maybe improve a little bit here and there. And then we have, and I'm not sure if this is correct or if I'm pronouncing this correctly, so there's a faction called, I believe it's a French word, it should be Fronde. And as far as I remember, that was something to do with French Civil War back in, well, like 16th century or something. And they apparently wish for a nationalistic, ideologized military for total war. So it sounds like the... I'm not sure which side I'm actually on. I would assume that the modern professional army is on the left, but I would have assumed that the far right are the ones are the Old Guard, are the nationalists, and the Old Guard would then be me. So interesting. Entrenchment of the army in politics means that each of the 3 factions has powerful allies in the Reichstag and a preferred government of choice. Now that the dust has settled somewhat, the winners of the political battles in 1936 are free to support their allies in the army and shape the military according to their vision. So given that von Schleicher is in charge, and I object to the term dictatorship, I will be apparently supporting the total war nationalists, whereas the Schwarz-Weiß-Rot, which were the ones that were actually containing the far-right ultranationalists are supporting the old guard. And unsurprisingly, the Democratic Union will support the Reformisten. So this is interesting. Okay, so yet another game, yet another mechanic. What do I need to do? Where is it gone? It's not up here. The future of the army. Armed forces, yep. You will have access to a plethora of decisions to promote commanders aligned with your faction and strengthen the hold of your faction in the armed forces. The greater your faction's reach, the more national foci you will have access to, pending faction grip by taking them, spending faction grip by taking them, and the more you will be prepared for the Second Weltkrieg. Okay, so there is a Second World War coming on. Well, I can't say that I'll be surprised. Currently, you are aligned with the Front. Please correct me if that's wrong, but I'll keep pronouncing it French, because I certainly don't know this to be a German word. Their current grip over the military is 30%. So where are these decisions? This is gateway to the Atlantic. We're still ahead of the British. We don't have anything to do here, but this keeps costing us consumer goods factories, by the way. So I'm not happy about this, but I'm gonna have to keep an eye. I only need to be 15 influence points ahead, so I might disable it for now. Because 15% consumer goods is pretty hefty. So I'll disable it for now. I'm just gonna have to remember to look into it. Political propaganda, Ostpolitik. Okay, I'm not sure I actually see the decisions. Maybe they're still coming. But this apparently then influences... Oh, okay, so this opens up by itself? Right, I was confused about that before, because I thought it was coming in through this focus. Oh, wait, so we got some choices here. Okay, so now we have to prepare for the Second World War. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand how this works. So I am sort of allied with this group of theorists, and they are, well, somewhat more of the total war front. So here I get, once I take this focus, I will get an event which I'll assume unlocks the decisions that allow me to increase their grip on the military, and then I can actually expend that capital basically for a couple of things that lead towards effectively strong nationalism. Okay, this was not what I actually thought von Schleicher was representing, but okay, we'll roll with it. We can establish the Wehrmacht. Yeah, I see what you're doing there, and things like that. We also have the air decisions. So operational. This is actually against it, and this seems to be this is tactical bombers. This is CAS, and this is strategic bombing. So apparently, my faction is on the direction of strategic bombing. So these are all the things that, plus I think there are two more down here, but that's like really far away. And the Raeder doctrine, which gives us balanced approach, worldwide operation, combined arms carrier task groups. Okay, so that's kind of where we're heading. So we're heading strategic bombing. And a sort of a nationalist view of the army here. Okay, and that's what this unlocks. Now, there are some powerful things in here, but this is sort of in the way right now. I might do this one here at some point, just to get that all kicked off, because I don't know how long it's going to take to do these decisions. But I do want to get through the economy still. I mean, we're in January 1937, and I am certainly hoping that the French aren't going to declare war this year, because I don't think so, because I'm still very much too underpowered at this point. So I do want to get through. I do want to get through some of these economic focuses here before we can start. And we've got some more stuff here as well in von Schleicher's own tree. Yeah, I'll try to get that. I'll try to get that at least going. There are a couple of really useful ones as well that I really want, like this one. Reduces the impact of the victors of the Weltkrieg focus, and there's another one here, and then I hope somewhere down there's one that gets rid of it completely, pretty much. But yeah, that's extremely important, I think, to get these two here. The sooner the better, because they are blocking our army experience. So yeah, many decisions to make. Right now we're still going through the Tarno-Bade plan, and I am planning to complete this just to get the maximum effect out of this thing. And that would be that. Okay, so the things that I need to keep an eye on. Sheesh. I can also do, somebody mentioned that, do a peace summit to reduce the world tension a little bit. We'll keep that in the back of our minds. We have to keep an eye on Ireland, and that and this one and this one. So, but the Ruhrkampf at least should be over in a week's time. So, sheesh, it's been a lot of. And why are we not getting through this? Oh, these guys are actually relatively experienced. Yes, that legionary group here knows what they're doing. So we are somewhat struggling to actually eliminate these guys. Okay, let's see. Maybe the Spanish can actually assist with this for now. And we have riots in Beijing. Let's head over to Beijing and see what's going on in Beijing. Ever since Marshal Wu Peifu refused to intervene in the collapse of the League of Eight Provinces, our agents in Beijing have reported an aura of tension and unease, with Wu's inaction offending every single major power bloc in his own government. These tensions exploded into open strife when a group of dissatisfied generals, allied with a clique of young radical officers and the Manchu nobility, attempted to murder Wu and President Cao Kun and restore the emperor. Even worse, this coup has been used as an opportunity to attack German interests, leveraging our unpopularity within the country to bolster this shaky new regime. Massive riots have erupted outside of our embassy and the offices of the Peking Commission, and our ambassador has ordered all non-essential staff to leave the city for the relative safety of Tianjin. And there goes 25 political power. Jesus, crap. Okay, so these guys are not particularly in a good... starting to feel the instability as well. Well, we'll keep helping the Wang Ji clique and trying to get through that bit, because then at least we have somebody who's technically indebted to us, and we kind of have a continuous influential border here from the League of Provinces all the way to German East Asia, and yeah, sheesh. Many things happening. Spanish Civil War is... I think I will have to... What terrain are we fighting? It is plain. I really just need the tanks here, because we are really running running short here. I will try to push them out from this bridgehead, because the Spanish just don't have the forces here. But right now they just have too much defense, and the oh yeah, that I forgot. Oh, okay, hang on. Serbia was declaring war on Bulgaria, and that's 5 world tension. The country was reborn in the Balkans after the Weltkrieg, Greater Bulgaria, and now the Belgrade Pact is at war with them. So given that we've been helping, I guess we're going to have to send volunteers. I can send 4. And an air wing, presumably. So yeah, I guess I'll have to send volunteers to Bulgaria now as well, and try that we can keep that under wraps. So I will do that, but I think I will do that next episode. Sorry, it's been a bit slow going because there's just so many things happening, and it's very quick, very easy to lose overview of what's going on. So the plan for the next episode is finish off the operation to push the Spanish back across the river, and then focus on strategic destruction of. Here's a potential path we can take. Oh, they've lost the north here. This is very unfortunate. This is actually held by the Carlists now. Well, if the Carlists can actually... that's not a bad thing, because the Carlists are at war with the Anarcho-Syndicalists. If we can manage to encircle a couple divisions here, maintain a stable line in the north potentially, and because this is open here, they're getting pushed back on all fronts here. So we do need to help out. We do not help out in the east. So that's the next thing we're going to be doing. We'll send some troops to Bulgaria, and potentially, and yeah, we'll still finish up the China situation here. My divisions are still on the way back, I think. Yeah, I haven't even managed to get them back yet. So can they? Are there any railroads that they can take? That would be a negative. I think they can't take the train. Okay. So I guess there is none. So yeah, we'll try to finish that up. We'll try to stabilize Spain for now, and at the same time, I am also very low on equipment. I'm running pretty low on infantry division equipment here. I might actually have to. None of these divisions actually holds any equipment by now. Yeah, they have no. They only have the support equipment. So we are mostly short on rifles, honestly. Yeah, we're 10,000 rifles short, and we are making 9 a day. So yeah, the minus 50%. That's the vast public works. We really need to get that out of the way, because that gets in the way of production. So. When is the vast public works? When is that thing? For the duration of Black Monday crisis. So that is going to be with us for a while. I may have to demobilize some troops just to get the equipment, where we're currently not using it. Like, it's a shame because they actually fought pretty well. Maybe just some divisions in the east. How am I? Because I need my volunteers to at least be equipped. Yeah, my mountaineers are already short on infantry equipment. Okay. The only way we can get this done, and I have these on reduced priority. So I'm gonna give, unfortunately, the mountaineers are elite divisions. I'm gonna set the panzer divisions as well to elite. That way they will get priority equipment, and I'll probably duplicate my infantry division, and that will be a elite infantry division. And the only difference is good that they get equipment priority, because that allows me to change the division here. This one, and that should happen without needing. Why do we need extra? This is the exact same division. I'm not sure why we need extra manpower, but we'll change them. That way, all these divisions are getting priority in terms of equipment. And I am going to have to look at some of the divisions. Do I have some divisions that I can demobilize for now? Like, unfortunately, I just don't have the equipment. I think I trained these up actually, but I'll disband these two. That'll give me a bit of 1,000 infantry equipment. And that means the divisions that are fighting here should be getting things. Everything else, we are short on tanks, but the production I think is pretty much non-existent. 1 a week and 2 a month, because we don't have the factories on that. Yeah, I think it's starting to get increasingly difficult to actually fight in these civil wars due to the lack of production that we're having here, and there's not an awful lot we're going to be able to do about this for the foreseeable future. So fun times. Anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.